Rome, a city built on ambition, where every politician lied, every general dreamed of power, and every victory came at someone else's expense. Among its countless ambitious men, one name would rise above all others, not because he was born a king, but because he became something even more dangerous: Julius Caesar. His life would transform Rome forever, and his death would become one of history's greatest betrayals. But Caesar's story didn't begin with glory. It began in a family that had almost lost everything. In 100 BC, Julius Caesar was born into the ancient Julian clan, a noble family that claimed descent from the goddess Venus herself. The title sounded impressive. The reality wasn't. His family had prestige, but very little political influence. In Rome, a famous name meant nothing without wealth, allies, and military success. As Caesar grew up, Rome was tearing itself apart. Political rivals filled the streets with violence. Powerful generals raised private armies. Civil war became almost inevitable. When Caesar was only a teenager, the ruthless dictator Lucius Cornelius Sulla seized power. Sulla viewed Caesar as an enemy. He ordered the young nobleman to divorce his wife. Caesar refused. The punishment was death. Forced into hiding, Caesar spent months fleeing from soldiers who hunted him across Italy. Several times, he narrowly escaped capture. Eventually, influential friends convinced Sulla to spare his life. With Rome no longer safe, Caesar left to serve in the army. There he discovered something that would define his future: leadership. Unlike many Roman nobles, Caesar fought beside his soldiers. He earned decorations for bravery and gained the loyalty of the men around him. It was only the beginning. On his journey back to Rome, another event revealed the confidence that made him legendary. Pirates captured his ship. They demanded a ransom of 20 talents of silver.
20 talents!
Caesar laughed. He told them they clearly didn't know who they had kidnapped. He insisted they ask for 50. During his captivity, he acted less like a prisoner than their commander. He ordered the pirates to stay quiet while he slept. He read poems aloud and mocked anyone who failed to appreciate them. Most unsettling of all, he repeatedly promised that once he was free, he would return and crucify every one of them. The pirates laughed. After the ransom was paid, Caesar raised a fleet, hunted them down, captured them, and carried out his promise. Back in Rome, Caesar understood something many politicians did not. Power wasn't won through speeches alone. It was bought through popularity. He borrowed enormous sums of money to finance lavish games, public feasts, and political campaigns. His debts became astronomical, but his popularity exploded. Soon he formed an alliance with two of Rome's most powerful men: Pompey, Rome's greatest general, and Crassus, the richest man in the Republic. Together, they controlled Roman politics. History remembers this partnership as the first triumvirate. For Caesar, it was only another stepping stone. In 58 BC, he received command of Roman armies in Gaul. What followed would change history. For nearly a decade, Caesar fought tribe after tribe across modern France, Belgium, and parts of Germany. He wasn't merely winning battles, he was creating legends. His soldiers marched farther than anyone imagined possible. They built bridges across the Rhine in days. They invaded Britain. And against overwhelming odds, they crushed massive coalitions led by chiefs such as Vercingetorix. By the end of the campaigns, millions had fallen under Roman rule. Caesar returned richer, more famous, and more powerful than any Roman alive. That frightened the Senate, especially Pompey. The former allies were becoming enemies. The Senate issued a simple command:
Caesar had to dismiss his army before returning to Italy. Instead of obeying, he made one of history's most consequential decisions. In 49 BC, he marched his troops across the small river called the Rubicon. Roman law strictly forbade any general from bringing an army into Italy, making the crossing an unmistakable act of rebellion against the Republic. Once he stepped across, there could be no peaceful return. According to tradition, Caesar declared, "The die is cast," accepting that his choice would ignite a civil war and forever reshape Rome's political future. The Civil War unfolded rapidly as Caesar advanced through Italy with remarkable speed. His rival, Pompey, abandoned Rome and fled east, hoping to rebuild his forces. Caesar pursued him relentlessly, winning decisive victories across Greece before expanding his campaigns into Egypt, Africa, and Spain. Every army sent to stop him was ultimately defeated, strengthening his authority with each success. Within only a few years, the balance of power had completely changed. The Roman Republic, once governed by elected institutions and competing leaders, now stood under the control of a single man, whose victories transformed the course of history.
Caesar introduced sweeping reforms. He reorganized government, expanded citizenship, settled veterans, reduced corruption, and even introduced the Julian calendar, whose influence survives today. Many Romans celebrated him. Others became terrified. He accepted the title Dictator for life. To some, he looked less like a leader and more like a king. Rome had overthrown its kings nearly 5 centuries earlier. Many senators believed Caesar intended to bring monarchy back. If that happened, the Republic would die. So they decided Caesar had to die first.
On the Ides of March, March 15th, 44 BC, Caesar entered the Senate. He expected another ordinary meeting. Instead, around 60 conspirators surrounded him. Daggers flashed. Caesar fought back. Then he saw one familiar face, his trusted friend, Marcus Junius Brutus. Whether he truly spoke the famous words remains uncertain, but legend remembers his final reaction. "You too, Brutus?" 23 stab wounds ended the life of Rome's most powerful man. Ironically, the assassins failed to save the Republic. Instead, Caesar's death triggered another devastating civil war. His adopted heir, Octavian, defeated every rival and became Augustus, the first Roman emperor. The Republic was gone forever. Julius Caesar achieved what countless Romans had attempted. He conquered nations, destroyed rivals, and reshaped an entire civilization. Some remember him as a brilliant reformer. Others see him as the ambitious man who ended Roman democracy. Perhaps he was both. But one thing is beyond dispute. More than 2,000 years later, the name Caesar still means power, and the empire he helped create would shape the Western world for centuries